Rossolimo variation in Sicilian defense remained unnoticed for a long time, chess players mainly played the classic d4. However, when the strongest chess players paid attention to it and began to use it, just then this system became well known and popular. And so e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6 and bishop b5. Playing this move, we start the Rossolimo variation. White's main idea, they want to take on c6 to create a doubled pawns for black and a non-active sedentary pawn structure. If black avoids doubling pawns, playing queen c7, they will lose the tempos and white will be ahead in development. And so, on bishop b5, black can continue knight f6, d6, e6, g6 and some secondary variations, queen c7 or queen b6 and knight d4. Let's at first check the secondary variations, then we will return to the main moves. After knight d4, white takes knight d4, c takes d4, castle, e6, d3, bishop c5, usual development, queen g4, they want to take on g7, queen f6, f4, queen g6 and queen f3. White's position slightly better because they are ahead in development and they have some advantage in the center and in the king side. On queen b6, white is taking and then playing d4. After queen c7, castle, a6, takes, rook e1, d6 and d4. Again, white's position is slightly better. Now let's check the main moves. For example, knight f6, white can continue, bishop takes, knight c3 or e5. Let's check this variation. e5, knight d5, castle, g6, c3, knight c7, bishop a4, b5, bishop c2, bishop g7 and d4. Takes and castle. This position again for white is slightly better because they have two pawns in the center, very strong center, but of course black also has many ideas. They must crush white's center or to try to block the white center, to try to block, to open a way for their bishop and to have an interesting and playable position. After bishop b5, what about d6? In this position, white can take bishop c6 or they can castle immediately. Very often they leave taking, they wait until black plays a6, just then they take on c6. So, castle, knight f6, rook e1, a6, takes and d4. Again, fight for the center. Now let's talk about e6 move. After e6, black wants to play knight e7, then if white takes on c6 to take with the knight, they don't want to have doubled pawns. So that's why after e6, white immediately takes on c6 to create a doubled pawns for black. After bishop b5, if black plays g6, they want to develop their bishop from g7 to try to press on the center. g6, takes, d3, bishop g7, h3, knight f6. Also black can play e5. Again, such positions are playable and equal. If white makes short castle, black also castles in the short side. They continue development and they continue pressing on the center. So it's left for white to try to crush black's center playing f4. If white makes long castle, so black starts to push their pawns and start to attack the white's king on the queen side. Let's not forget that after all, black has two bishops advantage. It's a big positional advantage. So let's sum up, not only in Rossolimo variation, but in every opening. Just try to play correctly using all basic rules such as center fight, pieces development and king safety, and just practice more.